What's going on, Frank? Give everyone a minute to come on in. Hey, what's up, B More? What's up, Noah? Hi, Chris. What's up, Saints? BB. Hi, Luke. Hi, Jamie. What's up, Ollie? Clint. Trying baseball. Hey, Richie Gibbons. What's going on? Hi, Colt. Hi, Brandon. Young Carlos. What's up? Kenneth. Portland Card Company. What's up, Jeff? Yeah, it was pretty good. Pretty good trade by the Rays. Not so good by the Pirates. I'm doing well. How are you doing? Oh boy, Beans is back. Let's get this straight right away. I don't like Beans. What's up, Fran? What's up, Michael? This should be a great series. I agree. Hopefully, it's a great series. I want to see 7 games. What's up, Brant? Yeah, Austin Meadows is pretty good. I hate beans. Yeah, I don't like the texture either. So I really don't care who wins. I just want to see a good series. I am going to pick the Dodgers just because I guess I thought they'd win at the beginning of the year, and I still think that their lineup is amazing. But the Rays pitching can shut almost anyone down, but I'm still going to go Dodgers. Who do you guys think is going to win? It seems to me most people that I've talked to are saying that they think the Rays are going to win. Dave Roberts. Hopefully, Dave manages better in this series than he does in my road to the show. What's up, Gabe? I will not eat bees no matter bees. I will not eat beans no matter who wins. Road to the show is going well. Hi, Ajax. Fair enough. Let's see the starting lineup here. Yandy Diaz. How about a Rosarena? This guy's ridiculous. And Clayton. You know what? I ended up buying Kershaw's rookie card and Betts' rookie card, so let's go Dodgers. Although I did get Austin Meadows' rookie card too, so. Thanks, I appreciate that. What's up, Abram? No problem. Thanks for hanging out. Hey, you're in the 3 spot now, Patrick. I like it. Yandy Diaz does not look like your prototypical leadoff hitter. Guy looks like he could rip my head off. Hi, Carter. What's going on? Yeah, Rays are struggling a little bit offensively in the playoffs. Hi, Braden. What's up, Elliot? There are a lot of former Pirates in this. Is Richie still in the league? Was Richie ever in the league? We're going to put Lucas in timeout since he's won't stop writing messages here. Nice piece of hitting right there. Are most of you guys ahead of me or behind me? Someone wrote base hit like way before there was a hit there, so I know at least somebody is way ahead of me.
Can you beat this?
HBK Styles, thanks so much for the super chat. Maddie's trying to sneak into the thing here. Let's see here. Will we see another 400 hitter? I thought if you were going to see one, this would be the year. Dude, what are you doing? I thought if you were going to see one, this would be the year to do it, that you'd see it because of the short season. I think in a normal 162 game season, I don't think you're going to see it. I think it's just too hard. I think the pitching is too good. It's a high pop-up right there. Elliot, thank you so much for the super chat. The A's would have liked your patience at plate. Well, are you talking about in real life? Because I was drafted by basically Grady Fuson, who was with the A's before. So, what's up, Sam? That is my son, yeah. Manny Minoso? Danielo Lalima, thank you so much for the super chat. I don't see a question on there, though. Tell me if it came somewhere else. Watch the game, dude. He thinks it's funny that he can see himself. You want to play independent ball at 14 years old? I don't think that's possible. I don't have cable. I use YouTube TV, so. Why not sign with the Dodgers? Nice organization. I just thought... I thought that I could go to college and get drafted a lot higher 3 years later, so I guess I bet on myself. Turned out to be a good bet. Hey, what's up, Colt? Carter, did I ever think about making a comeback? I would love to have tried to, but I'm not, well, now I'm too old, but my body just wouldn't hold up. My wrists are too bad. My one wrist is really bad. Couple of dirt balls here. What's up, Xavier? Well, that's not good. You got to take care of your arm, that's for sure. Huh, this is interesting. It's not even close. It's another mammoth human being, Hunter Renfroe. Yes, I have coached against Bill Ricca before, Nicholas. The score is 0-0, and the game just started. We're in the top of the first. You throw 40 and you're 10 years old. Is that good? I wouldn't get too concerned with how hard you throw at 10.
There There we go.
Oh, that's good. I'm glad you're 100%. Hello, DC. I throw 40 and I'm 40. Well, I throw 35 and I'm 35. So. Nice pitch right there. What shoes do I have on? I have on slippers right now. My 40 time right now, I haven't run a 40 since I was 16 or 17. Is Ken Griffey the greatest in this generation? Griffey was a great player. I mean, who would be another player that could be like a Griffey? Mike Trout, I guess. Barry Bonds. You know who he is. How would I start to play Nepal when I'm old enough? Independent ball, you can usually, I mean, they have like open tryouts for it. A lot of balls in the dirt right now from Kershaw. I mean, I haven't been counting, but that feels like it's been about 5 in just this inning. My favorite player of all time is probably Manny Ramirez. Thanks, Patrick. Tim LeCastro. My favorite beer.
Who's Tim
I'm,
Castro?
I'm not really a beer drinker. Easy. Easy. Are you being nice to Will Frayne? Yeah, I saw Will this Saturday at Fall Ball. I'm trying to be nice to him. Why? What, do you like the camera? Go sit down. Curveballs and sliders. I don't know if there's a perfect age. I mean, I think if you throw it properly, like we teach curveballs to our young players, 12 years old, 13 years old, and just make sure that they throw it properly. Are the Padres the next big team in the MLB? Oh, I think the Padres are going to be really good. Ooh. Oh, look at Kershaw, the old man. Still, guy. He's not that old. I'm old. He's not that old. So, see if he settles in here a little bit. A little bobble there. I like to drink wine, and I'll drink a. Depends what I'm eating. If I'm having like Mexican food, I'll have a little margarita. I'll have wine with like steak. And I'll have wine with kind of everything. Yeah, Ken Griffey was great. No doubt about it. The game has started. We're in the bottom of the first. The The Rays hit a single to start the game. Then they walked first and second. Well, the second hitter hit a pop up. It's a third, and then Hunter Renfroe chased the ball in the dirt, and then there was just a little nubber back to the pitcher. So it is 0-0. Do I think Kershaw is going to be shaky? I think Kershaw. I don't think no. I don't think Kershaw is going to go deep into the game. I'm assuming. I was looking at his stats. He's had like some late. Up here comes Laura. Kershaw doesn't pitch well in the playoffs, at least after like the fifth inning. So.
Do you see what your son's doing?
Yeah, I see him. He's right next to me.
Come here, Annie.
What?
So, they just sent that thing. You have to sign it right now. They didn't actually change the thing.
Maddie, easy. You're gonna knock this over.
They just added another thing saying that it'll be done, but it says it'll only be done till 2:04.
Okay, that's what I figure. Can you pull him over there?
Are you gonna sign it?
Yeah,
So you want me to sign it?
yeah.
Maddie, come here.
What is it?
All I'm saying is,
He's funny, all right. He's a little hyperactive tonight.
do not get mad at me
Is
if it doesn't get less than that.
Okay.
What, Mommy? What is it? What is it, Mommy?
I can't show the game because I don't think I'm allowed to. Maddie, you're gonna smash this tripod over and you're gonna break it.
Matthew, get away from there.
Why?
Mookie's up. Watch Mookie Betts it.
Mommy, what is it?
I don't want you on there doing that.
He's always on an express. He lives life like he takes espresso shots. Yeah, the only thing that's gonna stink is every time something happens, you guys are gonna, like, if someone goes deep, someone's gonna say it before I see it. Yeah, everyone, give a like to the video. Let's see if we can get over 100 likes real quick.
All right, Maddie, let's go. It's 8:30. It's school tomorrow.
I did have Flow like glass now. If you type my name into Google, you'll see some pictures of Flow. Mine was similar to his. His might be a tad bit longer, maybe. It's a filthy mid-'80s breaking ball. Ah, The Bachelor, huh? Good luck. My favorite pitcher? I don't know if I have a favorite one. I really like watching Glass now. Watch the game.
All right, Maddie, let's go.
Man, there's a lot of balls in the dirt. That's like the 10th pitch in the dirt so far this game.
Is Mookie
Yeah,
up?
I think both pitchers' command is a little iffy.
Is
But you also got to think that first inning, World Series, a little bit of nerves, takes them a minute to settle in.
Is Mookie up?
Yep. Well, he just grounded out the first. Oh,
Man.
Daniel Bard.
Mookie, okay.
I'm going with the Dodgers. That's my choice. Oh, that's my.
Hey, Mookie.
Come on, Maddie.
Dontrell Willis, the D train. I played with him for a little bit in Baltimore. Oh, it's filthy.
Nope. Jump off.
Matthew, let's go.
A slump with your glove.
Oh, let's take that one and watch the game.
Yeah. Oh my God, another one way in the dirt. The only way I ever felt like when I didn't feel great defensively, I just felt like I had to just take tons. I tried to go out for early work and just take tons of reps. I felt like that was the only real way defensively that I would feel better, is I just had to do it over and over again, kind of build my confidence back up. Maddie, I think Mommy called you. I never faced Tim Wakefield, no. Do I have any baseball influence? I don't think I can out Pete Rose. That'd be cool if I could.
Man.
What pitcher gave me the most trouble? Daniel Bard gave me the most trouble by far. Other colleges I looked at, I went on visits to Georgia Tech, University of Virginia, University of North Carolina, and Wake Forest. Those were my 4 visits. So those were probably the 4 I gave the most thought to. I had some other visits scheduled that I canceled. I canceled one to Notre Dame. I canceled one to Michigan because after I chose Wake Forest, or after I got on Wake's campus, I just decided that's where I wanted to go.
Let's go.
101. I'm not going to show the game, Alex. I don't think I'm allowed to. I think that is, I think that would, I don't know what would happen if I get my stream taken down, but I know that I can't show the game. He is nasty. He throws hard as hell.
Matthew, let's go.
I'm trying to set up this track. Do you think that Juco that we found is going to fly?
I don't believe you can watch the World Series on YouTube.
I found it.
You can watch on YouTube TV. That's what I'm watching on right now, YouTube TV. Las Diaz. Shout out Las Diaz.
Put them on here. Put them on there.
The more valuable player, I would say, is Betts. Seager's great also.
And whoever got
I don't know if there's anywhere you can watch it for free. I'm not sure.
whoever got through the door wins. Whoever side the flag goes on is the winner.
I'd rather face Glass now. I have faced Kershaw in my life. I've never faced Glass now because he's too young, but
When they slide the flag up,
I don't want to face 100 miles an hour and an 84 mile an hour breaking ball.
on the back. I think that's so cool. Get out of here. Oh, no, quick, can you take this blue piece out? Don't put it in the game. No, this little blue piece out, not that blue piece.
Best breaking ball that I faced? Tim Lincecum had a really good breaking ball. Who else had a really good breaking ball that I faced? I mean, I haven't played in so long, I can't remember. Facing Kershaw, so we were both rookies when we faced each other, so I knew he was a high pick, but it wasn't like he, you know, had a huge,
If I log into your email, do you have a signature saved?
yep.
They're waiting for those signed by you.
Yeah, just sign in. Bauer. So I played with Bauer, and I faced Bauer before in my career. He's really good.
Ready, set, go. Beat you. The flag landed on my side. These cars are the best.
And that's the inning.
Now mine's gonna win. Hold on, I'm gonna put the so they both go at the same time.
Have I ever made a good first impression? Yeah, the only time I ever got yelled at was with the Nationals. A couple people were saying that. I've never got yelled at by other organizations.
We need a nice and white quick one. Mama, we are flying in.
Nationals just didn't like me for some reason.
Yeah.
I don't think Bauer's staying in Cincinnati. I think someone's going to pay him a lot of money, personally.
I got a present, so it goes at the same time. Hold on. This one. Think yours is gonna win? Ready?
I don't know if the Dodgers, the Dodgers do have a lot of money, I guess so.
Your car.
Hi, Braylon.
Yeah. The new car is the best that.
If the Astros were facing the Dodgers, I'd be pulling for the Dodgers.
I think.
Bauer to Boston.
No, you don't.
Carter, you can dream, but I don't think he's coming to Boston. I think Boston's probably a ways away from wanting to spend a lot of money, I would assume, but it's going to take a little while to right the ship, as they say.
That's a good car.
Digital campfires. To San Diego, huh? Bauer to New York. Always a possibility. I would assume New York is in the market for every really good player.
They both fell.
Who would I like to play it against or with? I would have liked to play with Manny Ramirez.
Good shot for me.
Um,
Monster truck. He's a
I played against Manny Ramirez a good amount, but I would have liked to played with him.
fit in the thing.
Angels, possibly.
Oh, your truck's getting a little quiet. Ready, set. Oh my.
Do I think the Harper deal in Philly was worth it? I think that Harper, a lot of people get on Harper for being overrated.
That car is never gonna work.
I feel like even when Harper puts up really good numbers, people still get mad at him.
Car will speed up.
I still play with Manny overseas, yeah.
Car will go like- Yeah, it'll go like this too.
Hey, thanks, Nate.
Car goes
Good luck
so
to you.
fast, it just goes- Yeah, try this car.
Do I
This
think the
car.
Angels are wasting Trout's career?
Then mine-
Um,
No, I'm gonna-
it stinks that his team can't either make the playoffs or win a playoff games. By the way, both of my kids, I think my wife has lost control of the house tonight.
Give it a test drive to make sure it's gonna work. So just give it a little shake. Yeah, that's gonna work. It just slowed down to the hits by now try. Okay? Put it in.
Well, the Dodgers have
Oh,
the Dodgers have everything you need to win. They have a really good, I think they have obviously really, really smart people.
Ready, set.
They do a great job of developing players. Sorry, I have to yell over my kids because I can't move because I have this plugged in. My wife is upstairs doing something and they're just destroying the basement right next to me, screaming and yelling. Can you guys hear them?
That's not a good call.
Um,
That'd be perfect to just go fire me. I want to play.
So the Dodgers. Sorry, it's hard to concentrate. They're smashing toys. The Dodgers do a really good job of developing players. They do a really good job of drafting players. They do a really good job of acquiring players through all different means. They have a ton of money to spend. It's they can get players any way they want.
This one will be this one. No, that's gonna just go. It's too heavy. It's too heavy. You need this green. This one's gonna go zoom. Watch how good this one is.
If the Rays win, what does that say about the Dodgers payroll and other high payrolls? Well, I think it just shows that you don't need a high payroll to win, but it definitely helps. I think the Rays winning, that was nasty right there, by the way. I think the Rays winning wouldn't be like, oh, guys, we don't need to spend money anymore because you can win without spending money. You can, but it's hard. It's easier to win with money than without money. And so, I mean, over the history of the game, the high money teams, the big market teams with lots of money, they win more than the teams that don't have money win.
See, you need this car. This car zooms. This car can make it to the finish line.
My kids usually go to bed. We usually put them up to bed around, I would say we usually go upstairs and get them ready for bed around 8 o'clock. But tonight I was watching the game, obviously, and my wife has a couple things she's trying to do, so. Yeah, the Rays and the A's are the two teams that have been consistently really good without high payrolls.
Give them a test drive.
My kids are playing with Hot Wheels. How did you know that, Glenn? Can you hear them? Thanks, Mickey. I appreciate it. White Sox going forward? I mean, I think the White Sox are... I think they have a talented team. And I think they're set up. It'll be interesting to see who they bring in to manage the team.
Oh my god! It went off the track. It's not even like
I know it is crazy what the Rays have been able to do without with such a small payroll.
Okay, let's do it.
Yadi Molina, I don't know. Does Yadi want to play anywhere else?
Boom! Ready, set, go! Boom! I knocked you off the track. Tavia, this time give it a test try and see if it will make the whole track.
The Braves? I mean,
No.
I don't know if the Braves need anything else to go further. I think they just, I mean, they're one game away from going to the World Series. And they had a couple of they made one boneheaded play, but I mean, their offense is terrific. So, I mean, if they can get maybe a little bit more pitching, but again, I don't think they need like a ton.
You finally found the great car. It's great. I'm gonna press the
Yeah, MLB, I don't think is ever getting a salary cap.
Your car beat me! You picked the best car ever.
If the Dodgers win the World Series, who's winning MVP?
No.
Well, I mean, I think the easy money would be on Mookie Betts, but
A motorcycle. No. Batman. No. What's the
oh boy, I'm already tired. I woke up so early this morning.
Yeah, he's gonna stink. See, this car.
Why won't the MLB get a salary cap? Because
This is a good car.
the MLBPA wouldn't allow it, I would say. Players Association isn't going to allow a salary cap. So,
You're gonna think.
I mean, a salary cap means...
Hold on, I'm reading.
I don't think I can show the TV screen. I'm sorry. I don't think that's allowed.
Oh my god!
Um,
I can be this car. Let's get this one up. See, we're just gonna move these.
am I coaching anyone now that I think will be in the big leagues? I mean, making it to the big leagues is really hard, obviously. So, I mean, the chances of someone making it there is not very good. But I don't know. We got a couple players that'll play pro ball at some point, and then hopefully they do well enough to get there.
Oh yeah, Iron Man. Yes. Oh, Mia, I have an idea. So
I mean, mindset is very important, no matter the position. So it's also, you know, you need to have great stuff as well, but you need a combo of both.
Yeah.
Another bounce ball. Hey, thanks. I appreciate that, Burks Bros. What's up, Phantom Soldier?
I want to try something quick. Get over to the button and press it when this car gets there and see if it will do it. So, when I say press...
If not baseball, what profession would you be?
Okay?
If I didn't play baseball, I would have tried to play hockey or football.
Oh, okay, Mia.
Um,
I need you to zoom it around. Can you push it and go flying? I need that puzzle.
And if I didn't do any of that, I'd probably be in. I mean, they talk so loud. They're sitting within 6 inches of each other, and they're screaming at each other. What's the matter? Literally, their faces are this far apart from me. Mia, we don't say that. Their faces are this far apart from each other, and they're screaming.
Mia, get upstairs. Both of you get upstairs. Why are you making this mess?
I can't get up. I'm trapped.
Well, who's gonna be up all night cleaning? Upstairs, upstairs now, both of you.
Looks like a good call.
Ooh, that was a nasty breaking ball right there.
Up, Matthew, Antonio.
We're about to find out how little control my wife has of my children.
All right, Maddie, no video games tomorrow.
Yes. Video. Where'd my iPad go?
Hi, James.
Where is it? No.
I usually have to be bad cop because Laura's usually, she doesn't want to make them mad at her, so I got to come in as the bad cop. I don't get any sleep, Glenn. Alex, I hear ya. No, they ain't tired. My daughter gets tired. She does. My son, if we didn't tell him to go to bed, I have no doubt he'd just stay up until tomorrow. Like, I don't think he'd ever go to bed. I think he'd stay up until basically his body just gave out on him, which would take a long time. He does not get tired. I'm a little nervous when he gets older because I think he's going to be the kid that just wants to stay out all night long and just never come home. Hey, congrats on the twins. Hi, how do you say that? Kai? Weirdest superstition a player I played with did? I played with a player that would take batting practice in nothing but his jock strap and cleats when he was struggling to try to get out of a slump. Hey, Harold Lawson, thank you so much for the super chat. How come none of the opposing players noticed the bangs that the Astros players were doing? I think the MLB would go to 32 teams, Las Vegas. Some players noticed the bangs that they were doing. I think players and teams had complained to the league about the Astros cheating. So I think players did recognize it. But I just don't think anything was really done about it for a while. Or forever. Oh, 2 breaking ball right there for a single. Hopefully I didn't spoil it for anyone. Hopefully. It sounds like I'm behind everybody, so. Why did the Astros not get punished? The players? Because basically they were given immunity to come out and say what happened and they weren't going to get punished. I still think the Dodgers will win, yeah. But I wouldn't be surprised if the Rays win. I mean, the Rays are super talented, so That would not surprise me. I did play high school football, yep. Another ball in the dirt. Woo. I started playing baseball probably about 5 years old. Anyone I played with in this World Series? Let's see. Well, Dave Roberts was a coach with the Padres when I was with the Padres, so I played for him for a little bit. Let's see what players. I don't think there's anyone out here that I played with. Trying to think. Everybody's so young and I'm so old. Played against Kershaw. I played against Charlie Morton. Charlie Morton and I both played in the Arizona Fall League against each other. It's funny, I remember Charlie as a big-time sinker guy. So when I faced him, his ball would like do this. Now he just throws hard as hell. About the trade block, I haven't made a video on that. I've never really been on the trade block, so. What kind of foolishness is dislocating? Is there dislocating your shoulder during the postseason celebration? I know, that is crazy. Yes, good thing they do have good insurance. Is it strange watching people you know playing baseball on TV? Not really. I mean, at first, the weirdest thing is playing against people that you watched on TV. So, like, when I got to professional baseball and then to the major leagues, it was weird playing against people that I had watched growing up. You know, like Manny Ramirez and those guys. But it's not so much weird watching guys on TV after the fact. Jeez, that breaking ball. Jock just missed that breaking ball by 3 feet. A cutter? So a cutter is basically just... So a fastball, your fingers are going to be behind the ball like this. On a cutter, they're just going to be just off center a little bit, so the ball's going to come off. Not like a slider that's going to do that, but a cutter's just going to kind of cut across a little bit more. So it's like in between a fastball and a slider. I have a video on why no lefty catchers. I don't think there's an absolute reason, but I gave a couple of reasons in that video. Designated for waivers? You mean designated for assignment? So I was designated for assignment, if that's what you mean. It never really blew my mind to know I was on TV. I wouldn't say so. I guess I always kind of envisioned myself playing on TV, so maybe that's why it wasn't that crazy. Jersey. Oh, the jersey right there on the frame. That's my college jersey. And then I have over there, I have my Major League debut jersey framed. And then I have, when I was drafted, the Padres gave me a jersey with number 1 on it since I was first drafted in the first round by them. So I have that framed over there too. Christopher, I actually don't have any strength workouts. But you can probably find a ton of them online if you just go online. I'm probably not your best resource for that. How much do I still go to the gym? I haven't been to the gym in I don't know how long. I've been in the gym like 5 times in the last 10 years. So. What should you do during the off season? Are you a player? Like, you mean to get better as a player? A lefty shortstop? Yeah, there are no lefty shortstops, unfortunately, at least at a higher level. Yeah, as a Pirates fan, I'm sure Glass now pitching is not fun. My least favorite part about being in the MLB? Well, there's not a lot of bad things about being in the MLB. Um, Major Leagues is a little bit weird. You know, it's like, it's kind of hard to explain. I just felt like every level you go to in the minor leagues felt pretty much the same, and then you get to the major leagues, and all of a sudden, it's almost like they try to make the major leagues feel like this different place because, well, it is a different place. It's the major leagues, but I don't know. I never really got comfortable in my experience in the major leagues. Do you think the MLB was better in your times with more famous stars than today? No, I wouldn't say so. Am I a kettlebell fan? I mean, I've used kettlebells before, but wouldn't call myself a fan. I missed that pitch right there. Was that a little cutter right there from Kershaw? Are links to the game not allowed in the chat? I'm not sure um, if they're not allowed. No, I don't think you get insecure because people are watching you. In my experience, like, I was told more than once or heard more than once, like, you don't do that here in the major leagues. You don't act this way. You don't do this. You don't talk like this. You be quiet. So there's like all these rules about when you get to the major leagues. It's like, just be seen, don't be heard, and everything. And I always thought it was weird. I always thought, like, you would think that you would want your players to be comfortable when you got to the major leagues. Like, just keep doing what you've been doing. You got here for a reason, so don't change anything. But it's really strange. You get there, and then it's like, okay, now you have to act this way. You have to talk this way. You can't talk this way. You can't do this. You can do this. And it's just like, why are we changing everything? It's a baseball game. And there is more on the line, but Jim, so I was released by the Yankees and then signed back. So what happened was I was injured and I was on the 40 man, and I don't remember exactly what happened, but the gist of it is they needed to release me because they needed to make room for somebody else, and I wasn't playing, and so they basically said, like, we're going to release you, but we're interested in signing you back. And so I think I had to clear waivers also because I was on the 40 man, and I did. So basically they released me or they designated me, one or the other, and then they signed me back a week later. So I knew I was probably going back there. So I drove home and got back home, hung out for like 5 days, and then I just drove right back. Kershaw's mowing him down now. He's feeling it. And this is not the most comfortable. I got to be able to move around a little bit here. I'm starting to get a little stiff. The press was not annoying because there really is no press in San Diego. We had like one or two people in the clubhouse each day. So I never dealt with like a lot of press. I'm a huge Pats fan. If I could change one thing about my career, I'd play better. That's easy. I mean, I would like to change that I could have stayed healthy and not had my wrist injuries because that really limited a lot of the things I could do. I missed, you know, so many games because of it, but you can't change that. Um, so um, I don't know. I guess I probably could have played a little bit more carefree. You know, like I was pretty stressed out in the major leagues. Like I wanted to play well really bad, and um, probably put a lot of pressure on myself. What age should a player start with strength training? I'm not an expert in this area. Uh, I would say, you know, I started strength training when I was a junior in high school, which is really late compared to when players do now. So I think probably when you get to high school, I would think is when is a good time to start doing it. I do miss playing at times. I also really enjoy coaching. So, and I'm still in the game. So I do miss playing. I will say this, and this might just be me, but I did feel like at the professional level, you play in so many games that it becomes, I don't want to say it becomes a chore, but when you're playing every day for like 6, 7 months, it just is so many games. It is just a lot. Uh, it's hard to explain. I feel like there should be less games so each game was more important. It became like just trying to survive a season instead of like being able to enjoy yourself and like have fun. I had that feel a little bit. You know, like in college there was 56 games and it was like every game mattered. Like every game every game was super important and I didn't feel that in professional baseball as much. It felt like Groundhog Day. Here we go again, and here we go again, and here we go again, like every day. Favorite coach that I had? It's a good question. I had a lot of managers and coaches. I don't know if I can say who my favorite was. I like Randy Knorr a lot when I was at the Nationals. I thought he was really good. Um, I like Ron Johnson. I mean, I always felt like I played best. I'll see you, Matthew. I always felt like I played best for managers that were, I don't want to say laid back, but just kind of let you play. Like I felt like I played really well for Randy Knorr in Washington. Now some of it was because I was playing well, but I felt like Randy like let me play, and I always felt like he had confidence in me, and that made me strike three. That made me just feel like I played better. Yeah, I definitely think pressure can make the game less fun. There's no doubt about it. The game is most fun when the game is all about just trying to win the game. Um, the tough part again about professional baseball is that you're always trying to make sure that you do well so that you don't get cut. So there's more pressure on you because if you get cut, well, then you go home. So it becomes a little bit more of a selfish game where you've got to be worried about yourself all the time. Whoop, I just missed. Is Aaron Boone too intense? I really like the way Aaron acts. I don't know what it's like to play for him, but he seems like he has his players' backs. And if I feel like I would enjoy playing for him. I never faced Randy Johnson. Oops. What's the most important part that the manager does? I think the most important part that the manager does is probably, well, I feel like the manager is going to really set the tone for, the manager is trying, and it's not just the manager because every organization has kind of its own culture, but I do think the manager is, like when you're in a clubhouse, you're going to talk, especially not so much in the season, but in spring training, you're going to have the manager. You're going to see the manager every day. You're going to, the manager's going to again set the tone and the culture for the team. And so I think he's got to be a really good communicator. There's going to be issues throughout the season that the manager just deals with a bunch of issues all day long. Good fight off there. Harold Lawson, thank you so much for the super chat. What league you think did the best job with COVID? Well, the numbers wise, as far as like dealing with keeping the players safest, is probably what NBA and NHL, because they were in bubbles, and the MLB and NFL have not been. That ball was blown by Mookie right there. That ball is electric. I gotta see this again. Hold on 1 second. Oh my God. I can't imagine facing a guy 6'8" throwing 100 miles an hour. I have faced a couple of really tall guys in my career. Just so you guys know, in case you've never faced a guy that's like 6'7", 6'8", 6'9". Even if they don't throw hard, it feels like they're throwing hard because they're so big and they're just like on top of you and they're releasing the ball so close to you. But then you are 6'8" and you throw 100. I don't even know how you hit this. Well, no one is. So talking about COVID again, so I personally, like, some people I know, they said, oh, I didn't like the NBA watching games, but I like the NHL, and I don't like this sport, I don't like that sport. Like, I have found that I've enjoyed every sport, and I've totally forgot about fans in the stands. Like, I watched the NBA playoffs, all the games, and after a while, it just felt normal to me. I'm not a huge NHL fan, but I did watch a few games. Like the NFL, I know there's not people in the stands, but I feel like I'm watching the game the same way. I forget half the time I'm watching. More than half the time, I forget there's no one in the stands. I've never seen teammates fight in the clubhouse. World Series MVP. I don't know. I think I predicted Mookie just because I think Mookie can affect the game in so many different ways. But would I play for AJ Hinch? I'll play for anybody. Advice for a 12-year-old player: have fun. Be my number one thing of advice. I hope Cody Bellinger has a big game as well. Hey, Tim. Thank you so much for the super chat. Matt, thanks for the YouTube channel. I've learned so much about the game I love from you. Well, thanks, Tim. I'm glad that I could teach you something. Yeah, that's crazy. Glassnow can do backflips. I just wonder how did the Pirates let this arm go? I mean, they let Garrett Cole go also, but it's just amazing. So I didn't do fantasy football this year, Glenn. It's the first year I haven't done fantasy football in like 20 years. Um, there was so much going on in my life with COVID and trying to run Antonelli baseball that I just didn't have time to do it. It was just craziness. I mean, at one point, I think I worked for about 60 straight days, and there were certain days where I was working from basically the time I woke up until the time I went to bed. So I just had no time for anything but baseball. On base percentage is more important than batting average. Did I ever play against any big name players in the minors before they were huge? Yeah, I'm sure I played against a bunch of guys. Trying to think of. I bet you I played against a lot of guys I don't even remember playing against too. But yeah, I played against Lincecum, played against Kane, played against Nelson Cruz. What's up, Mateo? So I did hit like Anthony Rendon, and sorry, I got sidetracked there. I hit with. I had a small stride, foot down early when I was in the minors, and then they kind of wanted to change that when I got to AAA, and then I hit a while without the foot down early. But I was always more of a kind of a short stride hitter. Do I remember the best game I ever had? My stat line, yeah, best game ever. I was 6 for 8 in single A, high A, against Lancaster. In 2007, I went 6 for 8. And then the weirdest game of my career actually was that same year against High Desert. I remember I was warming up in the outfield, just like I had my bat out there. I was taking like dry swings. I remember I told Seth Johnston, I said, I don't know why. I said, I just feel like I'm gonna hit 2 home runs today. And I ended up hitting 2 home runs. And I only hit 2 home runs in a professional game, I think, twice in my career, 2 games. And for some reason, that game, I don't know why I said it. I was just standing out there, I was swinging. I was like, I think I'm going to hit 2 home runs today. And I hit 2 home runs. That was one of my better games, too. I swung a 34-inch, 31-ounce bat. Best catcher in the game? I'll go with Real Muto. You don't call the umpire blue in the big leagues. You call them by their name. So if their name's Joe, you call him Joe. My biggest tip for an eighth grader preparing for high school ball in the recruiting process. It's an interesting question. It's so crazy the times how different things are. Like I I felt like I played best because I never even thought about the recruiting process as a kid. Like times were much different then, but I just played. I tried to have fun and tried to play as well as I could. So I don't think you want to get caught up too much in the recruiting process. Sometimes I feel like, well, for instance, you're thinking about the recruiting process in only 8th grade. That is amazing. Ooh, that was a big hack right there. Thanks, John. Anything I wish I did different in the major leagues? Well, the thing I wish I did different, not that I did different. I wish that I was able to go to the major leagues and just play baseball and see how well I could do. That's what I wish. Because I went to the major leagues and then they told me they wanted me to try a bunch of new things with my swing, and they told me don't worry about your stats, just trust in what we're trying to teach you. And it's really hard to hit when you're doing that at the major league level. And so I didn't hit really well. And then they sent me down and they said, well, he can't hit at the big leagues, even though I was not doing my normal swing. I was trying to hit like someone was telling me to. So if I could do it all over again, I would love to see if I could go to the major leagues and actually just play and no one say anything. Just say, go out there and try to compete and try to play well. And that's what I wish I could do. And I hear my daughter screaming upstairs. What's the biggest bat guys use? The biggest bat that I saw someone use was probably a 35-inch. I don't know if I saw a 36-inch. I have a couple 35-inch bats. Yeah, my daughter's definitely screaming. The best pitches that, well, I think it depends a little bit on, your arm slot. But I think if you can have a ball that moves, you've got your fastball, and then if you can get a ball that moves away from a righty and into a righty, which then you'd have a ball that moves away from a lefty and into a lefty, that I don't think it matters so much what those pitches are, at least as long as you have something. Because you have to be able to get righties out and lefties out. And so you can mess around and figure out, that was pretty backhand right there. The way that, I don't know if they'll show a replay here, but the way that he just sinks under that ball. So the way we teach is say field from the ground up, you got to be underneath the ball. But that was so pretty. That ball was smoked, and he just got underneath it and made it look so easy. I wish they showed a replay. They're not going to show a replay though. I like Cam Newton. I think Cam's looked really good. I know this Saturday or this Sunday was a tough game for the Patriots, but I mean the Patriots really didn't practice for 2 weeks. They barely practiced. They were missing their center. They were missing their right guard. Their right tackle got injured early in the game. It was just kind of a disaster. But I like Cam. What happened to my Twitch videos? The real world started again. Lockdown ended, and I don't have time to do Twitch videos anymore. Twitch videos happened because I had no work because we were all locked down. I had nothing to do. What would happen if I told the coaches that I was swinging the bat my own way? I don't know. Might have been released. Might have been sent down. I did tell a coach that. I got a story for you guys. I've already made a video about this, but I'll tell you a story real quick. You're right. The Titans didn't practice, and they beat the brakes off of Buffalo. That is true. They did. So I preface that. I don't know what happened with the Titans with injuries, but I don't think it was just because they didn't practice. I think not practicing could have done it, but I also think having 3/5 of your offensive line out and not practicing, I think the combination of those hurts. So I'll tell you a quick story. When in 2009, I hit really poorly, and organizations sent me to doctors, psychologists or psychiatrists, I don't know, whichever ones don't give you medicine. And they thought I was crazy. They were trying to figure out what the hell's wrong with me. They said it was all mental. And so, thank you, Matthew. And so I talked a lot with this guy. And, one thing that we determined was that I was not, I'm having a mental block right now because I got a lot of things to think about. What's the word when you're, why am I forgetting this word? What's the word when you are, I don't even know how to describe it. It'll come back to me in a minute. Basically, for when you speak up, when you stand up for what you want to do. Like if I said to someone, you know, I want to basically like let me hit the way I want to hit, not submissive, the opposite of that. Why am I having such a mental block? This is probably because I'm exhausted. Assertive. Thank you so much, Kyle. Assertive. So, so they basically said that I wasn't assertive enough. That I just listened to what all the coaches said, which I did, and I never disagreed with anything. I just did whatever they told me. So the guy was like, basically, you have to be more assertive. This is your career. If you feel like what they're asking to do isn't going to be helpful, then you need to let them know. And I was like, okay, it makes total sense. Well, I get designated for assignment, and I'm no longer on the Padres. I go to the Nationals. Next year, I show up in spring training. Literally 2 days into getting to the Nationals, I'm hitting in the cage. And our hitting coordinator comes over and pulls me over and says, hey, Matt, the things you're doing right now with your swing, we'd really like you to, try to narrow up your stance and take a bigger stride and this and that. And it was literally almost everything the Padres told me to do the year before, because I'd always been a wider stance guy with a small stride. And I was like, in my head, I'm saying, oh my God, this is exactly what the Padres did to me last year. And I couldn't hit when they made me do this. Because when I went to the Nationals, I just tried to go back to doing what I did that got me successful. So I'm sitting there, right? And I'm like, how do I respond to this guy? And I'm like, in my head, I'm thinking, Padres told me to be assertive. Like my sports psychologist guy told me to be assertive. So I say, for the first time ever in my career, I'm assertive. And I say, I really appreciate your help. And I said, makes total sense. But I explained to him, I said, the Padres basically had me do very similar things to what you're telling me, and they just didn't work for me. And I said, I'd really appreciate it if I could just, try to hit how I'm hitting right now. This is how I feel comfortable. If I could just get like a little more time, and if I'm not successful, I'm willing to do whatever you want me to do. And he was like, yeah, no problem. He's like, sounds fine. He's like, keep doing what you're doing. And I walked away, and I was like, holy shit, holy crap. I was like, it was the first time in my career where I talked to a coach and told them, I didn't just say, yes, sir, yes, sir. That's all I did my whole career. Anything the coach said, I just said, yes, sir, just did it. And I was like a little proud of myself. And literally the next day, I get a call from my agent. And I pick up, I'm like, hey, what's going on, Andrew? He's like, what did you do? And I'm like, what did I do? I'm like, I don't know. What did I do? And he's like, I just got a call from the Nationals front office that said you're uncoachable and you won't listen to what they're telling you. You want to just do your own thing. And I was like, you got to be kidding me. Yeah, this is my uncoachable reputation. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. I'm like, Andrew, I said, all I said to him is, and I told him the story, and I said, the Padres, I talked with the sports psychologist forever, and he told me, I had to be assertive. And I'm like, for the first time, I was assertive. And I'm like, now they want to release me. And they literally called my agent and said I was uncoachable. And that's where it went downhill. Then I got called into the front office for parking a certain way. And then they told me they were going to cut me because I had a protein shake in my hotel that wasn't NSF certified. And I was just like, all right, well, I was like, it's all downhill from here. So there's my assertive story. I know it's a long story, but Did I ever get a chance to hit my way in the majors? Yeah. So my first game, I just hit however I wanted to hit. And then when the first game ended and I came into the clubhouse, our hitting coach said, tomorrow get here early. We want to start working on stuff. So I'm assuming they had already had a plan that they wanted to put in place. And after they let me hit that way the first game, because I flew into LA for my debut the day of the game. Like I woke up early. I was in Seattle in AAA, and then I was actually in Tacoma, Washington. I flew in, and so there was no time to teach me anything. So Video Game Matt is my alter ego, absolutely. Like that's what Video Game Matt is supposed to be. Oh, I missed a super chat. Sorry, I was telling a story. Let's see here. Hey, Josh Davis, thank you so much for your super chat. If Video Game Matt played for the Dodgers, Dave Roberts would have already double switched him. Dave wouldn't even have started me. He would have put me on the bench. Ooh, that's a nice job right there getting the short hop. See this right here? I don't know if you guys probably saw this replay, but you see that high chopper and you've got to come get that thing, and your goal is to try to get it on the short hop. So that's pretty good. And try to get your glove as close to the bounce of the ball as possible. Let's see. What's my favorite moment from the pros? Oh! Oh! See ya, ball. Now let's not dislocate our shoulder this time. Hold on one sec with the questions, everyone. I just want to see a replay of this real fast. $108. My favorite moment from the pros. There's a 45-foot breaking ball. I don't know my favorite. I mean, my favorite moment has to be my first ever hit. I would say is my favorite moment. Hitting a home run. My first hit was cooler for me than hitting my first home run. My favorite team as a kid was the Red Sox. Over 500,000 subs. Yeah, it's been weird. So my channel was growing like really fast, and then COVID hit. And then once COVID hit, my channel's still growing, but it's growing a lot slower. I'm not sure what happened when COVID hit. My views have definitely gone down, and my subscribers have, like I said, I was at one point getting like multiple hundreds of new subscribers a day. I have days where I get 500 new subscribers. Now I'll have days where I get 20, 30, but not like it was back before COVID hit. Oh, Josh, have fun opening up that 2007 Bowman box. Player that left mid game because he was angry. Oh, that was my God, guys, this is amazing how my brain doesn't work when I don't get enough sleep. Oh, that ball was crushed. That was Ramiro Pena. That's who it was that left mid game. Hold on 1 second. I got a super chat here. Hey, that away, Josh. There you go, Ramiro Pena. Yep. Yeah, I was sent to go get Ramiro in the clubhouse, and I had to come back and say, he's gone. I don't know if you guys have heard that story before, but RC from the NYC. What's up, Matt? Hey, Laura. What's up, Chad? Hope everyone is well. Whether your team is playing or not, there's nothing like the World Series. Oh, boy. You're right, RC. Thank you for the super chat. My top 3 baseball movies. Well, Major League is one of my favorite movies of all time, so that's got to be up there. I like a lot, like A League of Their Own. I love A League of Their Own. You've got the classics like Bull Durham and The Natural, Field of Dreams. But I don't know. If I was going to just pick a baseball movie to watch right now, and I do like comedies, so that's probably why, I'd probably pick Major League One. I'd pick A League of Their Own. Sandlot's a great movie. Moneyball is a good one. Hey, Jan, sums up your interest in the whole season. See, for me, I don't have a team to cheer for, so I don't care whether they play. Like, I've been excited to watch baseball games. Again, I know some people aren't into it as much because there's no fans and there's no, it's a short season. But for me, baseball's baseball, so. Rookie of the Year, yeah. Thanks, Q-Man. Is that Q-Man? Little Big League, great movie. Love Little Big League. It's very bad. There's no crying in baseball. Probably the best line ever. Remember my dad used that line in Little League. We had this little guy, what was his name? Jimmy Mayette, I think. He's not young. I mean, hell, he's like 30, probably 33 years old now. But I remember he was crying at one of our Little League games. I think he was crying. And my dad just, are you crying? Oh. There's no crying. There's no crying in baseball. Dirtiest pitcher I've ever faced. Daniel Bard. Ubaldo Jimenez was really dirty, too. Oh, my God. He almost drilled glass down the face. Hi, Daniel. Yeah, that stinks that Little League World Series got canceled. FDU, Fairleigh Dickinson? Is that what you mean by FDU? Chris Taylor learned from Video Game Matt. Players did not get their full paycheck. It was prorated, so. Mama said. Mama said. Are you? Is that Waterboy? Is that what you're doing? Missouri Gators. I haven't. Missouri Gators. You guys look like the Florida Gators. You guys have a really nice facility. I feel like I might subscribe to your Instagram channel. Hello from the Dominican Republic. Thank you for watching. Did I ever play with Ryan Domant? Is that how you say his last name? I remember him. I don't know if I played against him or not. I've played against and with so many players that I literally can't remember who I played with and against. Yeah, I don't know what's going to happen with minor league baseball going forward. Hopefully we get back to having it. I cannot show the screen. I'd rather be a home run guy, not a contact guy. You play for U New York, might go to FDU. Yeah, Fairleigh Dickinson. I mean, it's Division I school. I would say it's probably like a lower level Division I program, but still solid baseball. If you're paid $10 million a year, how much should you expect after taxes? Well, it depends on who you're playing for, what state you're in. For me, I feel like I almost got taxed like almost 50%, probably a little less than that, but pretty close. I Am I hearing my son right now? You're right. I would have been pissed if he swung when I stole right there. Video game Matt would have been. I can't blame him here. You're 1-1. You don't want to go down 1-2. It is my son. I thought I heard him.
I was just filling my water up real quick. It was empty.
Why are you up?
I was getting up to fill my water up because it was.
Oh, you were filling your water up?
And I was like,
You fill it up down here in the basement?
no, I filled it up upstairs and I was like, how much longer is Daddy going to take?
Only the fourth inning. Long ways to go.
Oh my God, 4 more innings? No, 5 more innings?
5 more innings. Can you believe that?
Until I'm 9th inning?
Yeah.
Ooh, you were right. Tampa's losing.
They are losing. Yeah. 2-0.
It's probably because of Mookie Betts hit 200 home runs.
No, Bellinger hit a home run.
And did Mookie hit any?
No, he struck out.
Oh. Did he do good catching?
I don't think he's made any crazy catches yet.
Who hit a home run again?
Who? Bellinger.
Oh, Bellinger.
Let's see. Who taught me baseball? Mostly my dad. My walk-up song in the major leagues, I didn't even ask for one. I just let them play whatever they wanted. I can't even remember what they played. They might have played multiple songs. Why isn't the stolen base as big as it once was? Because now the numbers say that, I mean, you basically have to steal right around 80%, almost 80% success rate to have the stolen base be worth it. And so, and there's not a lot of guys at the big leagues that can steal at an 80% success rate. So therefore, there's less guys stealing. Back in the day, they weren't as strict with that because, well, I don't know if they knew, if they had done the numbers, but back in the day, like, guys ran a lot more because, well, I don't think they were as aware of what you needed to steal at for it to be successful or for it to be worth running.
Daddy, is Blake Snell pitching?
No, Glass now is.
Oh. When's Blake Snell gonna pitch?
I'm not sure if he's pitching game 2 or not.
Oh. And Tampa is not doing good hitting.
No, they haven't hit well this playoffs.
But LA Dodgers, they're hitting good.
Well, they're a really good hitting team.
Did he hit a home run?
Where? Who? Bellinger?
That
This
guy-
is this is Bellinger's home run right there. My dad was my baseball coach. Yes. I've never seen anyone doing steroids. No. Yeah, that's pretty cool. You saw Ryan Sandberg play. Would I ever manage an MLB team? Sure. Who wants me to manage them? My son just turned 6. Was I teammates with anyone in this World Series? I don't believe I was teammates with anyone. I don't think so. I'd have to go through the roster, though, and check. What would be my walk-up song now? I mean, that's a great question.
I know.
What?
Hmm.
Maddie thinks he knows what my walk-up song would be. What would it be?
I know. Because it goes.
Maddie likes. I'm not sure what the title is. Maybe "Animals," I think, by like Martin Garrix or something like that.
Martin
Small ball and bunting slowly dying. I think it's kind of the same thing. I think teams have put an emphasis on driving the ball, on slugging, and will it ever come back to small ball? I don't know. I mean, I don't mind. I don't really mind not seeing small ball. I mean, it's not fun to see a lot of strikeouts, but with guys, everybody throws 100 miles an hour now, so there's going to be a lot more strikeouts. Best base stealer that I played with? Oh, that's a good question. I don't know if I played with anyone that was. Good night. I don't know if I played with anyone that was a great base stealer. Well, if you can steal home and that's the easiest base, then you have unreal skill. Good night. You don't like Boone? No snacks for watching the game. I just literally ate dinner right before the game started, so
Yeah.
I had 3 pulled pork sandwiches, sweet potato fries, and a whoopie pie.
Can I say I had a full pork sandwich?
Sure.
Can I? I had pulled pork sandwich too.
Was it yummy?
Yeah.
When's it too late to learn how to switch hit? I mean, I've seen guys do it as late as college. Switch hitting is hard, so I think it's hard enough to focus on one side of the plate. Never mind 2, but hey, some guys can do it.
Hey, Daddy. Mickey Mantle switch hitter.
Yeah. Maddie said Mickey Mantle was a switch hitter. Well, he was pretty good. Oh, there's a chopper. Not high enough. A good velo for right-handed high school sophomore? I would say right-handed. I would say a right-handed sophomore is going to be. It depends what you mean good for. Like to play Division I baseball. Mid-80s, I would say, is good. Does being a first-round pick come with any perks? Well, they give you a lot of money, and they're going to play you a lot because they need to, they just invested in you. Those are probably the two biggest ones. This might be a dumb question, but do you think every MLB pitcher would dominate every college team? Yeah, I would say most of them would. For most players, college and the big leagues are so far away from each other. It's like just not even close. And so I would say yes, they would dominate. Has coaching changed my perspective on my playing days? I'm sure it has. I think what's helped me most about for coaching is actually playing. And whoa, Kiermaier. I think playing helps with my perspective with coaching because sometimes I think one of the biggest things with coaching is that coaches will quickly forget how hard it is to play. So you have to be, I guess you have to walk a fine line between not forgetting the game's hard because the game is really hard, but also you need to be able to kind of push the players. And you can't just always be like, oh, don't worry, the game's hard. Oh, it's okay, the game's hard. But in my experience, a lot of coaches forget how hard the game is. And then they get frustrated with players. And I do not speak Italian. No, I do not. My dad speaks fluent Italian. I don't, though. I'm the first generation of my family to not speak Italian. I would like to learn it one day. So eventually, before I will learn how to speak Italian. My son knows a lot about baseball. He does know a good amount about baseball. He has a really good memory, so once he learns something, he won't forget it. Hey, Josh Davis, thank you so much for the super chat. Does Video Game Matt use chapstick when fans want photos with him? That's funny. Video Game Matt charges for photos. I think it's like $500 a photo, so he doesn't take as well. I guess there's a lot of people willing to pay that. Casey Strange, thank you so much for the super chat. Besides our loss, what did you think of my Braves in the NLCS? I've been very impressed with the Braves. The Braves are really, really good, and it just stinks that, I said this in my video today, and I don't know if you're a Falcons fan, but I'm a huge Patriots fan, and so I'll ask you, what was worse, 28-3 and losing the Super Bowl, or being up 3-1 and not making the World Series? I'm assuming if you're a Falcons fan, you're going to say it was worse watching them blow a 28-3 lead, but Nick Foles is better than Brady. Wow, what a great name there. Philly special. I would consider managing an MLB team, yeah. Kershaw's hat has brown stuff. You saying he's cheating? What's the best chicken dish? I don't know. Maybe a nice little chicken marsala. A DJ LeMahieu hitting video? Sure, I can do that. Next lockdown, learn Italian. Yeah, I'm going to do that. If we get locked down again, if it gets bad this winter, I'm going to learn Italian. I'll be back. And you know what? I'm going to do a YouTube Live all in Italian for you. You have a teacher, Antonelli? No relation. My favorite post-game meal is probably Chick-fil-A. 28-3 way worse, yeah. Do I think youth stats mean anything? Um, I mean, yeah, they make you feel good as a player. I mean, I always felt great when I had good stats. So, does it mean good as far as like, is it a predictor of future success? Depends who you're playing against, the competition, who's scoring. If dad's scoring, and every ball you hit that goes through someone's legs, you get a hit on it, then maybe not. But Kershaw just a slob, not cheating. Based on current day roster, which team would you like to manage? Well, I'd like to manage the Dodgers because they're they're filthy. Although I don't know, it might be tough managing the Dodgers. How the hell do you decide who's in the starting lineup? Okay, now why do you think Kershaw struggles so much in the postseason? Thank you so much for the super chat. You told me in what was it, on Patreon or something? You told me to not that you don't like how I have no idea what your name is. So I'm not even gonna pretend to try to pronounce it this time. Why do you think Kershaw struggles so much in the postseason? I have no idea. I haven't followed. I mean, I've watched him in the postseason, but I'm not really sure why. I mean, the postseason is definitely different there, for a few reasons. One, there is more pressure, there's more on the line. Two, you're typically facing better offenses and better teams. Three, it is a little bit more of a smaller sample than the regular season, but still, like Kershaw has thrown a good amount in the postseason. I think Kershaw's had some good postseason games. He also has had some unfortunately bad ones. So I don't know what the reason is, though. Remember Jared Weaver? Definitely. I faced Jared Weaver a bunch. The Angels haven't had a pitcher as good as him since he left, which is why they keep missing the playoffs. Do you agree? Well, their pitching definitely has not been good enough. They do need to go out and get more pitching. So is it because Jared Weaver isn't there anymore? I don't know, but Jared Weaver was tough to hit. He used a big, tall guy that would like stride across his body and like crossfire the ball across. I never really felt comfortable hitting against him. I did not play in the futures game. I was not asked to play in that. Yep, my horrible throw in MLB versus Milwaukee Brewers. That's right. Thanks, Gator. Hey, Casey Strange again. I'm a huge Falcons fan. I'm a bigger baseball fan, but both make me want to sit in the corner and cry. Do you think Freddie will win NL MVP? Freddie had a great year this year. Man, that guy can really, really hit. His son looks like he can hit too. I see his son on Instagram or something, but I don't know if he's going to win it, but if he does, I mean, good for him. He had a great year. I never faced Kevin Brown, though. You just found an M&M under the couch. Should I eat it? Yeah, why not, Kai? M&M's sounds good. My son's favorite joke, not his favorite joke, his only joke. The only joke my son ever says is, "Why did the man get fired from the M&M factory?" And then you got to say why, and he says, "Because he threw out all the W's." That's his favorite joke, and his only joke. I stopped pitching after high school. I pitched all the way through high school. Do I think I would have had a better career if I were in a better organization? No, I don't know. I have no idea. I don't think the Padres were a bad organization, and I wasn't in enough other organizations to know. I mean, I played with 5 organizations. I can't say that the other ones were that much different than the Padres. Thanks. How do you say that? Josiah? I would have liked to have seen how my career went if I just didn't have a bad wrist, because it started hurting me pretty quickly in my career, and then, I couldn't, it's just hard to play when you're always in pain. The Mount Rushmore. Chris Paul, Tim Duncan, Arnold Palmer, and me, huh? Well, thanks, EJ. I don't know about that, but I appreciate it. I'm repping a little Wake Forest tonight. A little Wake Forest baseball right there. I love this shirt. What kind of velo do you need in the left side of the infield? I don't know if there's any particular velo. Um, I mean, you obviously you have your arm has to be good enough. It can't be horrible, but oh, I love Seager's swing too. So I can't really say. I'm not sure how hard you have to throw. I couldn't tell you just a number. I'd have to see you throw, and then I could say, "Well, that arm's probably not going to work." As a pitcher, what was my max velo on a fastball? When I was in high school, my max velo I think was 91. Good block. I have faced a knuckleballer a couple times in my career. Did I ever get to meet any of the three legendary Demon Deacons? So, I mean, I'm the same grade as Chris Paul, so we went to school together. I never talked with Chris Paul, but I saw him around campus. I saw him in the weight room a lot, and then obviously watched him play. Arnold Palmer, um, saw him on campus. Tim Duncan, never saw him on campus. My proudest moment was getting my first major league hit. Um, do I ever check out John Boy Media or other baseball content creators? So I don't spend a lot of time watching other content creators. Every now and then. Sorry, there's a commercial for TikTok right now. I'm confused. Um, so there's like every now and then like a John Boy video will come up in my when I'm on YouTube, and I might click on it, but I feel like I don't have a lot of time to watch a ton of content on YouTube. In a game, Nikki G, you see the ball, you hit the ball. Work on your mechanics in practice. When am I going to do more road to the shows? I just put up one yesterday, I think, didn't I? All right, guys, let me give you a little tip here from Glass now, because he just did an inside move. When you do an inside move, you always have to expect that you're going to throw. I feel like Glass now did the inside move here, but he does the inside move more for just kind of like show, I feel like, and then he goes, oh, shoot, I got to throw this ball. And Mookie just gets back in. I don't know if I'm going back to do Diamond Dynasty anytime soon. That took a lot of my time, and I don't have that much time anymore. You need to order a shirt? We need to order more shirts for you. I don't have any extras in right now, I don't think. Craig Counsell, that's a good question. Put the bat on the ball, I guess. I'd have to look up his stats. Watch out. What's on the back of Turner's jersey? Where? That looks like pine tar. But look at all the pine tar in his bat. Good stat, Mark. I like it. What makes a player overrated or underrated? Well, over or underrated is, I always say, who's rating them, you know? Like some people say like, oh, this player's overrated or underrated. Based on what? The media? Based on, because there's probably players that you think are over or underrated, or people think, and then if you ask like the players or the managers, they would give you a different answer because they're seeing him play every day. They're playing against them, so. A knuckleball is hard to hit because you don't see them very much, and they do move a lot. I didn't see enough of Bryce Harper to know that. I mean, I played with him. We played like scrimmages, and I practiced with them, and so I didn't play with him enough though. But you can tell from the first time you watch him hit that the ball comes off his bat a little different than a lot of people, even at that age. I mean, he was super young when I watched him. So Nino working back there. All that noise, that's Laura cleaning up. She's cleaning up the kids' toys. She's probably gonna ask why I'm not cleaning up. No, I've never thought about doing steroids and going back for a contract. So there's a good, let's check this out here because this is one of those examples where having Mookie Betts helps again because they get the contact play on, infield's in, ground ball to first, Betts is off on contact. That's a really good read. All right, so there's like an example of where Mookie's athleticism helps you. Made a great read and scores. Most right fielders aren't going to be able to do that. A contact play is just, so if the contact play is on, then basically what you're doing is when there's contact made, you're breaking for the plate as a third baseman. If the ball's on the ground, you just keep running. If the ball's in the air, then you're going to slam on the brakes and try to get back. That's essentially what happened there. If the ball gets hit on a line, you're probably going to get doubled off. If it's to the infield, you're not going to be able to get back. You're basically you're taking a chance, you're putting pressure on the defense that, it'll be hitting the ground and you can score. Hey, EJ Slam, thanks so much for the super chat. I'm a baseball historian and a member of SABR. Have you ever been interested in baseball history or joining? It's an amazing organization. I haven't thought about joining. I am interested in baseball history, although I'm not a baseball historian. Oh, Laura will like that, Shannon. I knew she was going to go, what? And that's what she did. She said that, Shannon said she really liked that picture of me and you in the Padres uniform. Yeah, Ozuna had a amazing year this year. I do coach at St. John's still. Yep. If I was asked to coach or manage in the big leagues, would I do it? Yeah, in the big leagues, I think I would. And who would I want to do it under? Or who would I want to work for? I think it'd be pretty cool to work for either one of these teams. Were you going to say something, Laura? Oh, I thought you said something. I'd probably want to do it somewhere warm. I can't say I model my coaching style under anyone. I feel like I've taken a few things from different managers and coaches, but I don't know if I style style it under anyone. And that's it for Glass now, I'm assuming. 112 pitches. Wow. Yep, he's done. Well, so far, Dodgers offense winning game one. My favorite piece of memorabilia is, I have my first major league hit ball. I wish I had my first major league home run ball, or my only major league home run ball, but that got lost. I made a video on that on YouTube. I have my first major league jersey, first major league hat. I don't think I have my first major league bat. My first major league glove was stolen, so I'm missing some things, but coach for the A's? I don't know. What position did I play in football? I played, I was like a slot wide receiver, I guess you could call it, and a defensive back on defense. That's pretty cool. So I never played a game at Camden Yards. I when I was with the Orioles, they had us, I flew down to Baltimore in the off season, worked out with the team and stuff, but never played an actual game there. Uh, well, I missed a lot of questions here. How did I miss this many questions? My pregame meal in the majors, usually like a chicken sandwich or a hamburger. If I could play any position as a pro, any baseball position, I'd like to be a pitcher, actually. I think you should celebrate winning. Winning's supposed to be fun. Wow, today would have been Mickey's 89th birthday. It's crazy. I would rather play in the College World Series than the Little League World Series. Yeah, I would like to go back and find my Matt Bush glove. I don't think you're going to get a Laura sighting. Laura, mind if I turn the camera on you? Yeah, Dodgers are running the bases pretty well right now. They're pretty athletic. How was Cal Ripken Jr. when I was with Baltimore? I never got to meet Cal. He wasn't around when I was there. I met what Orioles did I meet? I met BJ Surhoff. I met Mike Bordick. Got to work with both of them. Brady Anderson. Got to work with him. Who else did I get to work with? Nice, Mickey. Well, John, I hope that we win the World Series en road to the show. If I were able to develop a knuckleball, sure, why not? I'd try to go back.
You're too old.
Laura said I'm too old. My best baseball performance in a single game was in Pro Ball. I was 6 for 8 one game. I think catcher's a cool position. I can't show you the game. I don't think I'm allowed to do that. I did get hitting. So here's the contact play right there, guys, if you saw that replay. I did get hitting tips from Tony Gwynn. Yep, that was cool. No problem, John. Buck Showalter was the Orioles manager. Yep, so I got to play for Buck in spring training, for the entire spring training in 2012. I liked him a lot. When I was in San Antonio, how did I spend my free time? At my apartment. What do we do in San Antonio in our free time, Laura?
Went to the Riverwalk.
We went to the Riverwalk, she said. Tell you about Buck. So Buck Showalter was really detail oriented. So I thought he was really prepared and taught us about like kind of the smaller details of game situations, more so than with other organizations I was with. I don't want to like compare him to Bill Belichick, but I kind of get the feeling, you know how like when I think of Bill Belichick, I think of someone that was like prepared for every situation that could come up in a game. I feel like Buck Showalter was a little bit like that. He used to have, at least when I was there, he had the rule book in his back pocket. I hadn't seen that before, and would pull it out during games and quiz guys sometimes on like situations, which I thought was interesting. Is he hitting every day a good thing or an off day better? Yeah, I think you need an off day. I wouldn't hit every single day. Never got to speak with Vin Scully. Just had him announce the games. Strongest teammate I ever played with? Probably Chris Davis, maybe. He was huge. Best Major League City? I haven't played in all the Major League cities, so it's hard to say. I mean, I like playing in LA and San Diego because of the weather. Every day was like sunny and 75. The hitting distance thing, I will do that eventually. I still haven't gone inside to our batting cage since COVID started, so. So the contact play is more about the base runner than the hitter. So the hitter's not going to try to just put it on the ground, wherever. The hitter's going to try to drive the ball and then it's up to the base runner to go on contact. I wasn't really given any advice when I was drafted. I've not played in St. Louis. I've never been part of a clubhouse prank. I have a cotton mask. I've been to the North End in Boston a lot of times. Laura's favorite restaurant is in the North End. Another hit. Laura, what's your favorite restaurant in the North End? L'Osteria. I don't know if you heard her. Thanks, Charm City. A circle change is just when you... So there's all different ways to throw change-ups, but a circle change would be... I don't have a ball with me, but basically, like, you end up making a circle. Some guys do that, you know. So it's a circle with your index finger and your thumb, and the ball is sitting in these three fingers. So that's why they call it a circle changeup. Some guys like a circle changeup. Some guys don't like a circle changeup. So. No conversations about tobacco use with him. Kiermaier did hit a home run. Laser beam the right. I don't know if football or hockey is easier to get to the show, because like yeah, I just don't know if it's easier to get there. Plus, my skill set probably worked best for baseball. And baseball is considered like an above average athlete, I'd say. For football, I'm probably just like an average athlete. If you're looking at like the entire country. Man, the hits keep coming. Don't even try to throw them out. No chance. Baseball drills for a 4-year-old, I wouldn't do any drills with them. Just let them hit. I do miss TB12 a little bit, but not as much as I thought I was gonna. So, oh my god, my hair is a disaster right now. Not as much as I thought I was gonna. I was scouted to play college hockey and football, but do you have to play on a travel team? No, you don't have to play on a travel team. I would probably rather win a World Series. Good night, RC from the M. NYC. I don't know if I'm going to make this whole game, guys. This is, I woke up super early today. I still have so much work I need to do. How to get into the MLB front office? It's a great question. And I don't know this exactly because I don't have experience trying to get into the front office, but you got to get into pro baseball some way. Then you're going to have to work your way up. So maybe you get into college baseball first and show that you can do a good job there. There's so many different positions in college baseball now outside of just, you know, coaching. whether it's video or, you know, there's a lot of analytic, um, you know, like analytical stuff going on in college now. It's not just in professional baseball. Maddie would definitely, if I went up to Maddie's room right now and said, "Hey, listen, I'm gonna go to sleep, and you go downstairs and do this live stream," he'd be like, "Phew," he'd be down here in a second, and he'd be bouncing around like a madman. Hello, Jeffrey. I did play with Manny Machado. Yeah, I got to know Manny decently well. We were both, well, he was really young, and I was new to the team, so um, I don't want to say we were both young because I was 20. How old was I? 27? Yeah, I was like 27, 28, somewhere in there. But we were both third basemen, so, you know, we basically every day did a lot of work together. I thought Manny was a really nice guy. Now, he was also very young. He'd just been drafted. So, you know, I don't know if he has changed at all since then, but I always thought that he was very, very nice. You know, funny story. I'll tell you a quick. I'll tell you a quick Manny Machado story. So Manny wasn't in Major League camp when camp started, and then we had an injury. Someone got injured, and they ended up bringing Manny up. And when they brought him up in spring training for the Orioles, you have the Major League clubhouse, and then there's like this little like auxiliary room, like kind of right next to it. But it's a room with like some lockers and stuff. And so when Manny came up, I think he was only coming up for a couple days, and they put him in the auxiliary room. So he was kind of off by himself, wasn't with the team. And I remember watching him like the first day we went out there, and I knew who he was just because he'd been drafted really high, but he's still really young. And I saw him the very first day we went out there. Now he's probably like 18, and I saw him literally take a couple ground balls and throw a few balls across the infield and hit a BP, and I was like, well, this guy's better than me, and he's better than a lot of the guys here. I don't think he's going to be in that auxiliary locker room very long. And it wasn't very long before they said, man, you can move your stuff over to the normal locker room. You're going to stay with this team for a while. Because he was really good. Yeah, Kershaw, I mean, with the big lead, oh my God, I need a haircut. I haven't cut my hair in quite some time. Um, this will be interesting. Now with the big lead, I don't know if they'll try to get Kershaw, you know, to go another inning or so, but hey, thanks. Yeah, I believe in rally caps. Why not? It's fun. I think Freddie could definitely win the MVP. Is he gonna? I don't know, but a weird hair reveal. Why? Because my head was itchy. I think Blake Snell's nasty. Whenever I think of Blake Snell now, I think about quarantine and playing MLB The Show and watching him play. I did face Kershaw. I faced Kershaw a handful of times. I don't have a hit off him. Video game match shirts. I know I was gonna do that, and then I just work got in the way. I guess. Am I Irish? I'm half Italian. My father is 100% Italian. My mother is 100% Irish. So I am 50-50. That's why I look like this with my red beard and light skin, and my dad is dark skin, dark beard. Sure, I could watch your video of your swing. No, I don't think any asterisks for the season. Wow, 36-minute break. The last card I bought, my last card might have been, was it my Mookie Betts card? I'm not sure. I hope we have a full season next year. I don't know. I'm keeping my fingers crossed. What's up, Braden? It's a great play by Turner right there. Great play. Man, that's a tough play. He got that almost on basically an in-between hop. Look at that. Is a sweet play right there. A play like that feels better than a base hit. When you make a sick play like that, it feels awesome. Marlins were great this season. That was awesome to watch them do that. Hey, thank you so much for the super chat. I can't pronounce your name again. How much better do pitchers get at each level from single A to the big leagues? Pitchers get a lot better in a couple of areas, I think. I don't think velocity gets so much better because you'll see hard pitchers everywhere. I do think pitchers become more crafty. So most pitchers, as you go up in levels, their off speed gets better. So one, they throw it for strikes more. At a lower level, a lot of times they're not going to throw off speed for strikes as much. When I got the AAA, that's where I first noticed it in AAA. You get into a hitter's count 2-1, 3-1, 2-0, and you could just as easily get an off speed pitch. When most of your career, you're used to getting in those counts and then hitting fastballs. You don't get that as much in AAA and in the big leagues. In the big leagues, it could be 2-0 and you get a breaking ball or a changeup, and because the pitcher feels really confident about throwing that for a strike. So that's a huge difference, probably the biggest difference. And then command gets better as well. Like fastball command typically gets better. But I think the biggest difference I noticed was the breaking balls and hitters counts, being able to command it. Do they need both low A and high A? Probably not. No, a Class A ball pitcher doesn't suck. If you compare them to a Major League pitcher, they're not that great, but pretty much everyone in the big leagues probably played at high A ball or Class A ball at one time, so... Yeah, most guys in AAA have played in the big leagues, or a lot of them have, or they're about to. If Ireland called to play in the World Baseball Classic, would I? Well, not really, unless they want a lot of strikeouts. Ben Sheets, so I faced Ben Sheets. I don't really talk to him. There's a new Borat movie coming out. What the? How can you get over praying that a good pitcher gets taken out before you face him? Why is it that you pray they get taken out? Because you don't think you can hit them? Why didn't I play an independent league? Because I I just felt like I was too injured, and I just didn't think of my chances of getting back to the big leagues was going to be, good. I just felt like I was going to go there and not be healthy enough, and I honestly didn't want to waste my time. When I played professional baseball, I would say I played for one reason. That was to play in the major leagues. It wasn't like I was playing in the minor leagues and I said, like, man, I'll do this forever because this is so much fun. I was playing in the minor leagues so that I could get to the major leagues. When I didn't feel like I get to the major leagues anymore, that's when I stopped playing. Independent ball, so I think they offered me like, I don't even remember, $800 a month, but that's only in season. It's no money. You make no money playing independent ball. I would have lost money playing independent ball. See you, Jim. Oh, Mookie ambushing him. First pitch. He gone. Or she gone. Looked like he missed that ball. Well, my pick for MVP so far is a possibility. It's a couple stolen bases, a home run. Trevor Bauer's doing a live stream. That's where all my viewers are going. Hey, missed that ball. Well, I guess he hit her all right. I've been to New York City a lot of times, yep. I don't think the baseball's juiced this year like last year, no. Mookie is pretty good bowler. Yeah. Andy, that's a good point, huh? Yeah, why can't the Red Sox get players like that? Uh-oh. Man, the Dodgers are just smashing baseballs everywhere. They can hit. My favorite prospect? I don't know. I'm excited to see Mackenzie Gore pitch, actually. That ball's hammered. Could the center fielder have played that better? No, I don't think so. I mean, he was oh boy, he missed by an inch. He was flying to catch that. He thought he could catch it. By the time he realized he couldn't, slam on the brakes, there wasn't a whole lot he could do. Oh my lordy, these guys rake. All right, Dodgers, save some hits for game 2. Oh, that was pretty. I love these slow motion views. I don't know if I'm rooting for the Dodgers, Andy, but I want to see a good series, but I did pick the Dodgers to win, so I guess I am a little. Where will Trevor end up? I don't know. Are the Yankees going to be able to? Well, they can afford everyone, but yeah, at this point, Kershaw, I don't even know what he's at for pitches, but he pitched 6 innings. He's good. Get ready for your next outing. I think they just told him. I think they just said, Clayton, hit the showers, bud. God, these guys keep finding barrels. Yeah, can someone give me the report on Will Smith, where he's from? Give me the backstory on him. Rays probably won't win, but what would give them some momentum for game 2? So, I don't know. I don't know if I'm a big believer in momentum. I always feel like what will give the Rays momentum in game 2? Who's pitching? Blake Snell? Having him come out and be nasty on the mound. That'll give you momentum. So he's from West Philadelphia, born and raised, just like... I almost just said just like Will Smith. That's funny right there. I used, at age 12, I used a 30-inch bat, I think. Glass now, I think he's nasty. God, the Dodgers take hacks. These are grown man hacks. And are stimulants used by pros these days? I hear stories of greenies being used in the back in the day. So greenies were used a lot back in the day. When I was playing, players were using Adderall. And a lot of players were just getting subscriptions. They're getting prescriptions. I don't know why I'm saying subscriptions. They're getting prescriptions for Adderall, basically for ADD. And even though a lot of them didn't have ADD and were using it. So, thanks, John. I don't know if I ever told my story, my Adderall story. But, so a lot of the guys were taking Adderall, were using Adderall, and I don't want to say everyone was, but there was a good amount of guys that were. And I was like, what's with all the Adderall stuff? So at the end of fall ball one year, it was the last game, and before the game, a couple of guys were taking their Adderall, and I was like, I want to see if this makes any difference. So why would they want Adderall, though? I'd use it for homework, not games. Well, I'm going to tell you why in 1 second. So, well, first of all, you'd want it because you're exhausted during the season. You're playing every single day. But, so I took this Adderall before the game, and it was fall ball. There was no one in the stands. Like, no one. There was no one watching the games. It was boring as all hell. And I was tired as hell. And I sprinted to my position. I can just remember the game started, and I sprinted to my position. And then I'm out at second base, and I'm like, hey, here we go, Johnny, come on, Johnny, now throw a strike here, Johnny, come on, Johnny, come on, Johnny, here we go, Johnny, here we go, Johnny, come on. I did that the whole game, all 9 innings. Every inning, I was, everyone probably was looking at me like, what the hell's wrong with this guy? And then I sprint in, and like, we're playing in this this meaningless backfield game in fall ball, and I'm like jumping up and down every time we get a hit, and like, I'm hitting, and I swear the ball looked like it was coming in slow motion. My eyes are like this, seeing this thing. So anybody that tells you that Adderall doesn't help players is lying, because that was cheating. It was 100% cheating. And that's the only time I ever have tried that in my life. But when someone says like, "Oh, why do these guys take it?" That's why. Yeah, absolutely. Greenies were taken for a long time. I'll tell you, the hardest thing about baseball is playing every day, and it's hard to explain how hard it is until you do it. Um, no, Adderall is not legal, and you can't take it. But what you do is, um, if you were prescribed it for a medical reason like ADD, then you can get I forget what it's called off the top of my head, but basically you get this like exemption to where like you're allowed to take it. And, when you test positive for it, you won't be suspended because you have a prescription and you take it for a medical reason. I didn't hit a bomb, but I got like 2 or 3 hits. Yeah, so like the hardest thing about baseball is playing every day. And no matter how much I say, no matter how much I try to explain what it's like to play every day, you'll never understand unless you do it. Like, I've played a lot of baseball in my life. In college, you play 56 games and you go right into a summer ball season, but nothing is like professional baseball. Playing every day and traveling and just a lot. So for low testosterone, that is a good question. I don't know the rules on that, but you might be able to. I'm not sure. Can I review your swing? I'll try. I can't do it right now, but the score is 8-1 Dodgers. Do I recommend creatine? So I don't know if I can recommend anything, but I can tell you what I did. So the only supplements I used my whole life were protein like protein shakes and creatine. And I thought creatine really helped me. I know everyone is probably different, but it did help me a lot. Yeah, hammer. I could definitely see that happening. Bellinger definitely has a sweet swing. I don't know if it is the sweetest since Griffey, but it is sweet. All right, everyone's got to do me a favor. Give this video a like real quick. We got to get to 200 likes. I just realized that we're close to it, but we're not at 200. There we go. Thank you. We got 200 likes. Who was my favorite player when I was coming into the league? Manny Ramirez was my favorite player. Wow, what time is it, everyone? Is it 10 o'clock? Is that what it is? Mark McGwire hit the home run season record on a good amount of creatine and some other stuff. Oh, it's 10. It's almost 11 o'clock. Where am I? I am in. I am just north of Boston, Massachusetts. You think the Rays got this game in the bag? You were expecting some color commentary? Well, I'm just commenting on the game. I'm not like announcing the game. I'm also like 2 pitches behind everybody, I think. So I'm answering questions and commenting on the game when something happens. I have been to Quebec, yep. The best 5-tool player that I played with or against? I mean, I played against Josh Hamilton, who could run, hit for power. He was a freak. I played against Mike Trout. He's a pretty good 5-tool player. My kids are 6 and 3. When do drafted players come in? Hey, Noah, thank you so much for the super chat. Uh-oh. Go get it. Oh! Man, that ball just went off his glove. Just want to see this real quick, then I'll answer that super chat. Yeah, you could see he could feel the wall, and he just started to pull up just a little bit. Oh, got it right off the... Oh. Are there farm systems that draft these prey they don't end up in? Prospects historically come up faster. Language. Thanks for asking. For a Twins fan. Thanks. Asking for a Twins fan. So, Noah, I would say when I was playing, I don't think players were in tune as much with how organizations did as far as developing players. At least I wasn't, and I don't think as many people were. Nowadays, there's so much more attention put on the minor league systems. There's a lot more information, I feel like, available to everyone now. So I do think that certain players, I know pitchers in particular, pitchers probably more than position players are more picky. And I think some players might even say, like, listen, if I get drafted by this team, like, I don't want to go there. So, yeah, I think for sure. I never played ball in Quebec. No, I played hockey in Quebec. I did play against Nomar Garcia-Power. Yep. He was with the Dodgers when I was with the Padres. Gary, she'll laugh at that. She scares me too, so join the club. I like the DH, yes. Rawlings is my favorite glove brand. Oh, boy. My manager was Buddy Black when I got called up to the big leagues. I do not like Nike gloves, no. Although I haven't tried one in a long time. I like the DH as a universal position. I'm just not interested in watching pitchers hit. Antonelli baseball summer season's over, and our fall ball season is almost over. This will be the last week of fall ball for us. And then we wait till winter workouts start. Why do some hitters put up great numbers in AAA and not in the big leagues? Well, the big leagues is definitely harder than AAA. There's no doubt about that. Why don't they put up the numbers in the big leagues? It depends. I think every player is different. Some players maybe just don't get the opportunity. Maybe they go up and they don't do well for a small sample, and then they just never get another chance. I don't know. I don't know if the major leagues is so different that like a guy would dominate consistently in AAA, but couldn't at least fare decently well in the big leagues. Craziest comeback I've been a part of, I honestly couldn't tell you. I don't feel like we ever had a comeback big enough that was like happened in a big game that I remembered. Yeah, you can definitely make the MLB going Division Two, no doubt about it. How to estimate speed without a radar gun? You got to use your IDAR, but the problem is you got to watch a lot of baseball, and you got to see a lot of baseball with a radar gun to get better IDAR. Nope, one in the pink for me. Well, I thought the Padres were extremely exciting this year and very, very good. And I think they will have a chance to potentially win a World Series over the next few years. They could have done it this year. Injuries hurt them a little bit with their pitching staff. Yes, I have noticed that MLB players are still spitting. It's a tough habit to break. When I get on a baseball field, I want to spit. It's really hard to explain why, but it just happens. What do I think of the Cat 9? I don't swing it, so it's hard for me to say. We have players that swing it, though. They seem to like it. I don't like beans, no. Gary, that made me laugh. That's funny. I'm going to tell her that. She'll laugh. Craziest weather I had during a game? We won a game 30-0 in single A. This might be my last inning, guys. I can't stay awake any longer. And this game's over. I'll get ready for game 2. It was like 30. No, that wasn't. We won 30-0, and there was like 50-mile-an-hour wind. That was probably the craziest weather. I've had some cold days. I've had some snowy days, but that wind was crazy. Did I think Yaz would get called up? What a great story for him, huh? And he's been amazing since he got called up. So I wasn't really following him a lot in the minors. I know he had that great. I mean, that year in the minors, he was crushing the ball. He definitely deserved to be called up that year, and he has not let up ever since he got up to the big leagues. Yeah, you can get drafted going D3 too. D3 also. No, the Padres front office is much different. The Padres front office actually was different. When I got released, it was a different front office. So my front office got fired pretty quickly. I probably was part of that firing, sorry. Advice for POs? You get the easiest life in the world. I married over my head. Any tips on 14-year-olds to get recognized by scouts? No tips. Play, have fun, and keep trying to get better. But you're only 14. Like, you don't even need to worry about scouts. Workout or long toss for maximum gains? I'd say do both. Man, now the Rays are starting to mash. Holy crap, we're a home run away from having this be a ball game. Why do people take the Juco route? I think Juco is for a bunch of different players or a bunch of different reasons. I mean, the biggest reasons I've seen for players going Juco is, one, academics. Sometimes players, it's a little bit easier academically. Players either can't get into a D1 school academically, or maybe they feel like they wouldn't survive with that type of academic environment. Two, financially, usually Jucos are a lot less expensive, so they may choose to do that. I've seen some players say, I want to get drafted quicker, so I'm going to go Juco instead of going to a 4-year college where I have to play for 3 years. I don't follow the MLB as far as like following teams and cheering for teams, but I just watch. I watch games. Now I work evenings, so my baseball stuff is usually at night, so I'm not always able to watch a lot of games, but yeah, that 30-0 game, we just smashed the ball. The wind was blowing out a ton. That really helped, but did you do many plyometrics in the bigs? No, I wouldn't say so. I do not vape. So Juco players are stupid? No, I wouldn't say that, but I think at most junior colleges, the academic workload is probably a little bit less. Not at all of them, but. Hey, EJ Slam, thank you so much for the super chat. The Padres color commentator Mark Grant went to my high school and graduated the same year as my mom. Did you ever meet him? He's hilarious. I don't believe I did. My tips are the most boring tips ever. I get so many questions on tips for 5-year-old, 6-year-old, 7-year-old, 8-year-old, 9-year-old, 10-year-old, 11-year-old, so every age. I don't really have that many crazy tips other than because I don't know like what your goals are or anything, but like if you're gonna play, enjoy it. Don't worry about like so many players are worried about like so far ahead. Just have fun playing where you're at. And if you want to play at a high level, then just work hard to get better. And it usually will take care of itself. I mean, those are the only two things I did in my career. I tried to have fun. I tried to work really hard. And that was really it. If you're decent, wouldn't the 3 to 4 year college be better option considering you have more game time? Depends. Some players say they'd rather. There's some players that say I want to get drafted quickly, so I'll go to JUCO and. Oh my God! Oh my God! That just saved the game for the Dodgers. Wow. That is huge. the Rays just hit a rocket right back up the middle, and it went right into the pitcher's glove, and he turned around and got a double play to get out of the inning. How to get more live at bats when your season is canceled? Try to find friends to go down to find a field and have them pitch to you. How to keep your players humble? I don't think we have that many issues with players that aren't humble, but I mean, there's a lot of great baseball players out there. Most players have no idea what the competition looks like around the country. There's so many players that think like if they're good in their town, then they're awesome, which, I mean, it doesn't really bother me, I guess. You got to have confidence and stuff, but if someone's acting like an idiot and I feel like they're too cocky, then that's very true, Andy. Thanks, Jeff. So I lived in Falmouth in the Cape for 2 years, so I like Falmouth. I like Chatham too. I'm just cheering for good baseball, I guess. My thoughts on Randy Arozarena. It's a hard name to say. Well, he's had a crazy postseason, that's for sure. Good for him. How do baseball players play a night game and then a day game the next day at 12? Yeah, it's hard. You play the night game, you go right to bed, you wake up, you go right back to the field. That's what I mean. It gets tiring after a while. I did have to choose, but so you said if you had to choose between an Ivy League school versus a top 10 baseball school, which would you have gone with? So I did have that option, and I actually never even gave it really any thought. So I was recruited by Ivy League schools, and I would say the only Ivy League school I gave thought to, I really didn't give thought to, was Harvard. So Harvard recruited me, and I got into the school, not because I'm really smart, but because basically they wanted me, and I got good enough on the SAT that they were able to get me in. And I gave it almost 0% thought because Wake Forest, where I went, at the time when I committed there, we were the number 2 team in the country, and it was still really good academics. So I said, I get to go down south and play at a top 10 baseball school in the country at that time and get a really good education. I just thought that was the best route for me to go. For a 12 o'clock game, what time did you get to the field? So usually for the early games, a lot of times you wouldn't take BP on the field. It'd be more of just like kind of a show up, hitting the cage and stuff. So I'd probably still get there around like 9 o'clock or so probably. But Stanford or Harvard? For baseball, I would go to Stanford. I have never seen that, Gary. No. Thank you so much again for the super chat. Do you think the Braves running like a T-ball team with second and third and no outs in the inning cost them Game 7? Well, it definitely hurt them because that killed their – I mean, they could have scored a few more runs that inning and put the game away. So it definitely hurt. I don't know if I'm going to say it cost them the game, but it could have cost them the game. Why is it that pitchers can't throw to the bases? They're all It's just because it's just different. Like when you're a pitcher and you're pitching, every ball is thrown with like really high intent, pretty much as hard as you can throw it. And then when you field the ball, you can't really just let it fly. It's just different. You spend all day, from a pitching windup, and then fielding a ball is just a little bit different. So. The Braves running into that coaching error or player error. I don't think it's a coaching error. I mean, I think everyone in baseball knows that when a guy gets caught in a rundown, if you're the trail runner, you're going to try to advance to that next base while that guy's in a rundown. The runner in the rundown's job is to stay in the rundown as long as possible so that the runners can advance. So I think he just hesitated and didn't move up when he should have. I'm not doing fantasy this year in football. I didn't do it the first time in 20 years. But I don't know, Gary. Will we ever see a girl in the MLB? One day, maybe. Mia Antonelli, you'll see her playing. All right, everyone. So I was going to watch this whole game, but I think the Dodgers got this one in the bag. And I'm not going to lie, my throat is starting to hurt after I've been talking and answering questions now for 3 straight hours, so I think I need to go get some water. Hold on, Andy. What did you say? Going home. I'd have to watch it again, Andy, but I'm assuming that they had him going on contact, but I would have to see it again. All right, everyone. I'm going to go get some sleep. I got a ton of work I got to get up and do in the morning. Smallpox blanket, thank you so much for the super chat. Stay humble. Bring us more road to the show. I will try. But I will see everyone later. Thanks for hanging out tonight. We'll be back for game 2.